that new crap. Yeah.
I recall being the one that had this shit cracking. From Lemuria, clear cut to Atlantis. I'm clear on my part that I played in this madness. So it's only right for me to be here now to get rid of these bastards. Yeah, the energy is moving up. They ain't moving with it, bruh. Paralyzed by the stupid shit is keeping you heavy, bruh. And I'm light as a feather, Cherokee, and hair it up. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yo, goofy ass energy scaring up. And your hydration's low. I can hear it in your phone. You ain't fucking with these real niggas. Get your bum ass on. Finish my work crispy, head back to my bungalow home. Been in the trenches, been in the womb. Now I'm back in my home. Well, if you seem agitated that I'm activated, maybe read a book or two, you might find yourself in the pages. 4 cell phones been killed since the battery pages. Now I'm back on my telepathic shit. It's the golden age. It's Total Rico. You don't seem too happy that I got my motherfucking memory back.
Total Rico.
Everything comes around full circle, and it's the victory lap. Total Rico. Yeah. Total Rico. Total Rico. Yeah. Total Rico. Yeah. Total Rico. Oh shit, now I remember you was the lame back then. So only reincarnate to be a fucking lame again. I don't wanna play this game again. Just end the simulation and take it back to the base. Take your ass back to that basement. I'm cooling out here in hate and playing my part, pulling these strings like a harp. And they control the heart. But mama energy control the shit for real though. And shit about to make your motherfucking heart stop. Don't even trip there on the path. The passion is the past to make you break through the glass. That don't get holders in for long. Supernova do that, yeah. Open it up for the kid. I'm leaving the past in the past and I'm coming up hella lit. Purify it is. Innocent again. Emptied out my grievances. Cleared up the things. I helped who I could. Even fake friends. They gave a nigga purpose even though they wasn't shit. Don't be too happy that I got my motherfucking memory back. Everything comes around full circle, and it's the victory lap. So, yeah. Total Rico. Total Rico. Total Rico. Yeah. Total Rico.
That new shit. Shout out to the homie Infinite Bay. We got the Moors in the building. Morocco Bay in the building. AKA Hustle Coleman in the building. AKA the Israelite in the building. Jerry Blaze Bay in the building. 9 o'clock, we chilling. Yeah. Hustle in the building. Bay up in the building. Bays up in the building. We lay up in the building. They play up in the building. We not raping no one. Fuck them hoe ass niggas out here raping all the children. Yeah, I've been the one. These niggas is bums. Don't care where they from. That's where these niggas going, dog. These niggas is bums. This nigga is bums. Hey. Yes, sir. We out here chilling in it. Oh, yeah, man. Welcome to the Mo Egger Show. Hey, we cooling for a minute, man. I'm going to go ahead and play one more before we tap in. But once again, man, this is a great bill, man. I got my boy. Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah.
I'm talking shit on here. Light shit, though.
Yeah. Hey, cater to the catalyst, bringing the spirit out of us. Give them flowers now, my nigga, they having travelers. Been having thoughts and leaving this bitch dazzling. Ducking strange fruit, fire they ass up like dazzling. Vietnam, about to hit the 9 with my bae. About to make that shit a shroom strip like Azariah Bay. And as I lie, I pray, I take a smoke for the day. Trying to master moderation, kill these monsters in the maze. Yeah, it's crazy how I made this bitch cozy for the moment. OD going OD for the moment. And knock him off the table like OD if you get it. 3-dimensional dying, I'm hoping that you can get out. Indigo, neon, bending corners out of Venus. OG marathon, original jeans. Infinitely on the snare drums, in a way you can beat us. Remove these squares like Nair, goddamn, I'm the cleanest. I'm about to pull up to the mothership on some other shit. Even greater than I came, I was on my hustle, bitch.
I was muzzle man. Talk my shit, they couldn't muzzle him.
I'm the heaven at the gate, that bullshit you can't smuggle in.
That bullshit you can't smuggle in. But wait, it's the muzzle man. Oh yeah, I talk my shit, they couldn't muzzle him. Hey, yeah. I'm the hustle man. Chilling with Hustle Cole and Jerry Blaze. Y'all niggas wet. Yeah, nigga, I'm cool as a motherfucker, man. Yeah. Fresh niggas only. Cool niggas in the building. Don't worry about these whack ass niggas, they are children. These niggas my kids. Yeah, these my kids, and I'm the motherfucking GOAT, dog. I hope they know what it is, man. I'm chilling on the beat, dog. Moega show. Freestyling, dog. Yo, Moega gonna blow. Yeah. I'ma spring like the spring. I'ma jump like the springs. I'ma knock it out the springs. Y'all niggas talking shit, I'ma knock you out the team. Niggas acting cold, I'ma knock you out your dreams. Niggas keep sleeping, go ahead, keep on sleeping. I'ma keep on eating, she keep on creeping. Yeah, and then, all right. Yeah, man, those are the cool little freestyle bars, man. I just had some tea, my nigga. Some throat lozenges. Yeah, man, nigga, I got a little cold. That ain't gonna stop me, nigga. I'm in this bitch with my dog Hustle Cole. Yeah, you already know how it go. It's your boy M to the O, added E. Yeah, let's go, dog. I'm a motherfucking G. And that track right there is called OG Slide. And then I got my boy Hustle Coleman on there and my boy Jerry Blaze Bay on there. I got the Moles on there. It's gonna be a dope situation, man. I don't know. I just got so much energy, but you already know how it works, man. You know. Yeah. All right, y'all. So appreciate you guys stopping through, man. It's your boy Mo Egger, man. And this is the Morgan Show, and I have a special guest for you guys tonight, man. We're going to talk about a much-needed conversation, man. Man, we living in a world where, you know, materialistic things are ruling this world, and a lot of people are not paying attention to how important it is to have the spirituality that taps in on it. So tonight we got a businessman, but he's a spiritual dude as well, man. He's all the way tapped in. This is my guy. I met him a few years ago out in Thailand. He's from America, a brother. You know, but he's doing his thing, man. You know, he's living out in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and he's a great businessman. He's going to help us with this topic of spirit of business. And hopefully we can leave this bill with more knowledge and information than we came in with, man. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in, dog. I'm going to let him introduce himself. Okay. And I don't want to butcher his last name, but it's Michael Baptiste, right?
Michael Baptiste. Yes, sir.
Michael Baptiste. Here to baptize you niggas. You know what I'm
saying? Oh man, hey, ready to baptize them, ready to baptize them. Hey Mo, yeah, thank you so much, brother, man. I appreciate you bringing me on. It's an honor to be here. Real talk.
Absolutely, man. And once again, man, I would like for our audience, you know, we're gonna have a playback. This is normally, this is a little earlier than we normally go on, but for my guy, we had to tap in a little early so we can get this nice build in. So, you know, we got the spirit of business, bro. I really want to tap in on this conversation. I have my thoughts on it, and hopefully we can bring our thoughts together and create some wholeness when it comes to balancing out the spirituality aspects of things and, you know, work, money, business, and the physical aspects of this world that we live in. So, man, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from, what you got going on, and, you know, drop some science on this, brother. We will keep pushing.
Absolutely. Well, first off, wholeness, high vibrations, and greatness to everybody tuning in from all over the world and wherever you're at around the space. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Michael Baptiste. Some people call me Michael Over Deliver Baptiste, and I'm an online entrepreneur. First and foremost, I own an agency called Be Greater Media Agency. We help people be greater through offering online courses, online coaching, online digital marketing solutions. And we have a program called High Ticket Freedom that we use to educate people on how to take their ideas, knowledge, and life experience, turn it into a product, turn it into a service or a high ticket offer so they can sell it online, get paid what they deserve to share their knowledge with people around the world and use it to actually build a business and a life they deserve on their terms. And that's what we do on High Ticket Freedom. And so I also have experience with creating a startup business called a product called Banana Wave Banana Milk that we launched from an idea into literally over 4,000 retail stores like Whole Foods, Walmart, HEB, GNC. And we've even taken that business and, you know, taken it to higher levels and scaling it internationally. So that's just a little bit about my business experience background. I'm originally from Miami, Florida. I was born to a single mom, teenage mom. So even though I've had success in business, I come from a humble background. My father was in prison when I was born, so I had to figure life out. Unlike most people, right, who have that, both parents, I had to figure out that part. So fortunately for me, I got into basketball. Basketball changed my life. I thought I was going to the NBA and I got injured. And that one injury, you know, it derailed my career, led me into depression. And then through that depression, I came back and discovered, hey, I can be a businessman. Even if I don't play basketball professionally, I can be a professional businessman and still make it that way. And so that's the route I took. Fortunately for me, through my business and through my travels, made it to Thailand. And that's where Mo and I, we had a chance to meet as I just started my professional basketball career in Thailand. And we actually played for a team together and we won a championship together for the Chiang Mai, the Thailand Dream Team. So I just had to put that out there. Just had to put that out there, bro. Build that up and share that with the world. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. That's a little bit about me.
Hey, absolutely, man. Hey, we're thrilled to have you, man. Real quick. So, are you guys hearing them good? Because it sounds like you're a little choppy on my end. I mean, I heard you, but it seemed like you're going in and out a little bit. Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all hear everything well over there, y'all.
Okay, so Lee dropped the 1.
Lee.
Okay, all right.
Lee in the building. I see Lee is in the studio as well. Who is Lee? Okay, everything good? All right, we in the building. All right, man. Hey, yeah, that's all great stuff, man. First of all,
and thank you, my brother. But just before, I do want to share one more thing, just so that way it's out there. I also played in the Thailand Professional Basketball League, and in 2019, I was the first leading scorer, the first leading rebounder, and I finished the season top 10 in every category. So that's that's me living out my dream after I built a business to be able to fund me to go for my dreams later on in life. So that's a big key right there, and I just wanted to put that out there as well.
Okay, yeah, that's lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm really big on transition and making transitions in life, bro. So it sounds like you made a pretty crispy transition from not only America to Asia, but from the basketball world until how that your experience in Thailand has helped you with your business aspects of things. So that's pretty dope, man. One thing I want to ask you though, just kind of jumping right into the topic, man.
Yes, sir.
If you had just pretty much talk about the balance between the spirit of business and how they go hand in hand, and how we can actually get a better grasp on how important both of them are, as a union, as a wholeness. You know what I'm saying? Can you break that down for us, brother?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, brother. So, first and foremost, I believe everything operates on a set of universal laws and universal principles, right? As above, so below, as within, so without, like attracts like, polarity, male, male, female, left, right, up, down, right, fat, skinny, right? So I believe in these universal laws, and they exist all around us. So first and foremost, I believe it's important to understand these universal laws, and also understand that, what we think about, we bring about. So whatever begins in our mind, it actually can turn into our reality. So when it comes to business, when it comes to, creating something that can be considered an asset that other people will pay for, other people will, exchange their money for, their cryptocurrency for, right? We have to first and foremost start from within, because if we can start from within, we can tap into, greater sources of intelligence that exist inside of us and all around us, right? And whether you call that God, whether you call that spirit, whether you call that, Allah, just out of respect for all, spiritual beliefs out there. I just want to make that clear. I respect everybody's beliefs. Based on whatever you call it. Like if you just go within and tune into that first, I've just learned that you're able to get better ideas. You're able to come up with better solutions. And you're able to just download information that already exists out there. You're just able to become a vessel to download that information and then come into the physical and apply that information in the real world. So for me, I look at anything I do, and I always start inside first, and I always start within myself first. Then once I'm clear, okay, boom, this makes sense. Now I need to begin to look at the market. I need to begin to look at what are these people what are these people hungry for? What do these people actually want? And what are they willing to pay for? Then that kind of gives me an idea of what I can put out there to be able to feed that need in the marketplace. But all of it again begins by that internal drive, because if you don't have the drive to want to create a successful business, there's no spiritual connection to it. Then there will come a point in time where the business is successful, but you won't be as fulfilled, right? Like it's like you're just doing it for money, and it's like you might as well just get a job if you're gonna do that. Versus if you start from within and you create a business that resonates with you on a deep level within yourself, and then you put that out there into the world, oh man, you'll want to do that for the rest of your life, because it's not coming from you, it's coming from a greater source. And so I think it's really important for entrepreneurs to start within first, so that way they can create something that fulfills them, that's something that's beneficial, supportive, and helpful to others around the world. I think that's the first step, is beginning there.
Absolutely. And one of the things that you said that really stands out to me is because I always use the example of inside out when referring to basketball. I feel like I had the best games when I played inside out. The higher percentage shots tend to go inside and out. You know what I'm saying? So get the ball in, defense sucks in, boom, you out open. You can actually just step right into your shot. It's a higher percentage shot inside out. And I made a bulk of my shots that way. You know what I'm saying? So just like anything in life, you can compare, sports with, our everyday life, man. I believe that's a very important component, man, being able to take whatever you're doing from within and allowing it to come without. So, it's big on moving on inspiration, bro. So let me ask you this. What are some tools that you use in order to actually accomplish these things? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are some step-by-step things you do to actually accomplish the inner? Last show we talked about the flow state. And, so how do you get yourself in a state of creativity so you can actually bring these ideas to life into the physical world?
Yeah, great question. So one of the first things that I do, is, it's as soon as I wake up, as soon as I open my eyes, like literally the moment I wake up to another day, say thank you. I say thank you. And I just do it like I woke up on Christmas morning. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, man, I got another day. Are you really? Wow, thank you. So that's the first thing is I express excitement for every single day I open my eyes, right? Because I know a lot of people who didn't open their eyes years ago and they're not here today, So that's the first thing, bro. I do that. And then what I do is I take a look at my hands. I take a look at my feet. I feel my body. I feel it from head to toe, stomach, shoulders, back, everything, my legs, all of my entire body. I just feel it and sense it. And I'm like, wow, my body's moving. Thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And then I look up, I'm like, wait, that's a roof. That's a roof right there. I'm grateful. And I start my day every single day before I move and get out of the bed by thinking about what it is that I'm grateful for as soon as I wake up. And then once I go through that gratitude exercise, then I start moving around and do other things within my day. But I say I start there first because that literally sets the tone for how the rest of the day is going to go. So all of the energy that I'm putting out is going to be based off of that gratitude as like the base of how I start my day. So that's the first thing is that, starting with an attitude of gratitude, approaching everything with attitude of gratitude. That's the number one thing that I do in everything. And so I would say that the next step from there is, an individual must really, I'll say one of the tools that I utilize is meditation. So every day I'm a firm believer in meditation. I'm a firm believer that, meditation is an ancient secret that a lot of us in these modern times, we're taught to be afraid of because of this or that or whatever it is. But honestly, I feel like, just about everything that we do, every day when we do things, rather, we meditate in some form or fashion, whether it be a slight meditation, a deep meditation, or to some degree, right? And with that, if we were conscious to just take that energy and meditate on one, to build up power within ourselves, because that's one way you can utilize the tool of meditation is to build energetic power within. And another way you can utilize it is to be able to manifest, right? To be able to think about what you want, like meditate, get into a more relaxed space, and then literally begin to think about what you want, but not think about what you want as if you still want it. Think about it as if you already had it. It's already done. You know what I mean? Like think about it as if the experience is already created. And so what happens is that when we do this, and there's a lot of science behind this. I don't want to go too heavy into it because there's books you can read. There's a great book by Dr. Joe Dispenza called "Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself." Great book. You can read about it. He teaches how to go into how to go to the subatomic level and create some subconscious changes within yourself. But essentially, like this idea taps into epigenetics, and when we go into epigenetics, that's when we find out that science actually connects with spirituality in the science of epigenetics. So when I say this here, just follow me for those of you that are here. When you go into meditation, what happens is that you take this physical body and you go deep within the physical body, right, to the mental body or the astral or the consciousness, right, within the mind itself. And when you go deep into the mind, and the deeper you go into the spirit, into the soul, whatever you want to call it, you'll find that there's no hands, there's no feet, right? There's no physical body when you go deep inside of the consciousness. It's just your thought. It's just the ideas inside your mind. Like if you close your eyes and just and you just think, you'll notice that there's no physical presence there, right? So at that level, when we go beyond that level of thought and actually go to what's called the subatomic level, things like that, we can actually literally create with our mind and use the thought to send out energy waves. And those energy waves will literally there's something called the observer effect, where that energy will take whatever matter is there and turn that matter into like something solid. and bring it together. Just by you thinking about something, it takes the energy, brings that matter together, and through some consistent meditation, you can actually bring things about into the 3D reality, and you can like create amazing, life-changing results and experiences. I'm speaking from experience of using meditation as one of my secret tools. But of course, when you come out of meditation, you got to take action. You can't just meditate and sit around. It's not going to come to you. You got to meditate and then go do something. So I would say that, that's a really great tool. Hopefully I was able to, share some keys, the observer effect, breaking the habit of being yourself, Dr. Joe Dispenza. Those some things that, if you want to research more about it, those places you can go. But I would say, meditation is a very important one. And then the other one I would really say is establishing that connection with whatever you believe, God or consciousness or spirit or, whatever your belief is. I would say like establishing that relationship where it's like you directly with that energy and trusting it and tuning into it. And that energy right there will guide you and lead you to wherever it is that you are supposed to be for your life journey. So yeah, I would say those are 3 tools: gratitude every day, meditation, and developing that connection to source and really trusting source to help you bring about what you desire in business and life.
Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool. Yeah, that's fire, dog. That shit cool.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Fire. That's fire. Everything you said was absolutely fire. And I remember the time we was in Thailand. We was in there getting right. You know what I'm saying? If you know, when we was just talking about sharing some tools with each other, man. And I remember I came to your room. You just talk about how like when you wake up, you breathe. You send the air. Not the air. You send the breath through your feet. You send the breath up to your knees. You send it all the way through your body. And it's funny when you told me that. I actually, always keep that in mind once you told me that. I don't even know if you remember, but I remember us building on that. Because we was out there for like 2 weeks, man. So we did a lot of building, man. I feel like that's one of the reasons why I went out to Thailand was actually meet you and connect on that level. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your Moorish history and tying all that stuff together. So it was definitely in divine order, man. So as we segue, man, I would like to know. All right. So when you said that you just can't sit around and wait for something to happen, right? I believe in meditation. And mental, basically controlling the traffic of energy, basically. I believe eventually that's what energy that you need to actually pull that stuff from the spirit world until it actually materializes. Obviously, there's a lot of things that you can do right now, more than ever. If you got an idea, you can actually put it into physical format right away. But there's still a delay. You know what I'm saying? One of my guys called it a divine delay. And how do you speak to people who actually have been working for 10 years, 10, 12 years, and they seeing very, very little results? And the importance of patience. And sometimes, we think about patience, people may get impatient because they feel like they've been patient. So let's speak in terms of the divine delay. I'm a firm believer that the money is the last thing that comes. Let me get your thoughts on that, bro.
Man, that's a great point. Believing that, like you said, the money is the last thing to come. Yeah, one has to put in the work. Like it's something that you can't escape. While I would love to tell you there's a shortcut, I would love to say there's a secret. But the honest to God's truth is that every single success that I had in my life, it took years, not 2 months, not a day or two. It took years, for things to get where I consider it to be successful. So I would say that divine delay is really important because in that process of that divine delay, you are supposed to be learning lessons. You're supposed to be sharpening your skills. You're supposed to be sharpening your tools, sharpening your axe so you can, chop the tree, or let me use a better example, something that's more conscious, right? Sharpening the garden tools or the plowing machine or whatever, so that way you can, do better farming, right? For the farm and plant more seeds on your farm. Let's use an analogy like that. So I think it's a part of the character development, right? Or an individual's their soul journey, their spiritual journey. I think is a part of that because we each have an individual journey that we go on, right? Like we each have something that we're destined to do, or something that we're supposed to do in this life. So I believe that along the journey towards that success that you desire in life and business, I believe that you're supposed to have certain experiences that teach you specific lessons that make you really, really treasure like when you finally reach that destination. And for example, let me give you something, right? There was a guy, you guys may have heard of him. His name is Sylvester Stallone. He was so poor with his acting career, right? And so broke and desperate and all that, that this man took his dog, right? And he had nothing. Like he was out of money, out of cash. You know, I don't know the exact details if I'm correct, but he took his dog and he sold his dog for money because he needed money, right? And he used that money and he took that money. He was able to float and just keep himself afloat and keep himself going. And then from that point, he went out there and wrote a script. The script took off. Rocky took off, as you know, Rocky Balboa, right? The boxing champion and whatnot. And he made the money and he went back and he bought his dog. So you know, for somebody like him, you know, he can look at a situation like, oh, you know, my script hasn't taken off. You know, nobody's bought my movie. Nobody's buying my product. You know, I'm so sad. Life is so bad. You know, I'm going to sell my dog. And you know what? Now that I sold my dog, it's all over. Let me go get a day job. And they would quit. They'll give up. You know what I mean? But had Sylvester Stallone given up when he had to sell his dog because he was so broke, then he would not have made Rocky. He would not have made all these action hero movies. You know what I mean? And like become the star that he is. So I feel like when we're trying to do things in business and we're trying to do things in life, sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you got to sell your dog, right? Like I look, I'm not telling you to go sell your dog, but sometimes you got to do things where it's like, man, this is uncomfortable. I don't want to do this life. I don't want to do this universe. Why do I got to do this universe? And then when you go do the thing, right? Like it's uncomfortable. You hate it. You got to get up early, or you know, you got to launch a new product. Or you got to launch more ads, or you got to do more sales calls, or whatever the thing is that you have to do. But once you get on the other side of that, there's a reward so amazing and so worth it. You know, and I'll just tell you for me, for example, like I sacrificed years of my life not going out, not partying, not even dating women seriously, because I'm like, look, if I do that, that's gonna take time away from this big vision. And if I make this big vision real, I'll be able to live my life like nobody else will be able to live it for the rest of my life. And I said, I'd rather sacrifice for that. And so I sacrificed and I took my time and energy and effort and focused it on becoming a better basketball player to get a scholarship. That didn't work out, but I took the energy and transmuted it from basketball and I transmuted it to business. And I just stayed on that for years. And eventually we broke through and had success. So you know, for wherever you're at on your path in business, I just give you, you know, that analogy from Sylvester Stallone, my story, and just tell you this: no matter what path you're on, you just got to keep going, keep walking, keep going. Because the more steps that you take along the journey, the more things and resources and people and everything that you need will come along on the way. And you just got to trust. You got to trust in the universe or God or Allah or whatever you believe is out there. You got to just trust in that thing for yourself and just keep going, keep pushing forward no matter what. And that's something I live by and I stand by and I'll die on that. Keep pushing forward no matter what.
Absolutely, man. That's all great stuff, bro. You hit the nail on the head on so many points, bro. And it's almost like what Malcolm X said. He said, "Don't quit. If you're tired, just rest." You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like that's one of the things that I've done. I'm really active, bro. In many ways, bro. I feel like I have so many different pipelines of things that I've done, man, that I'm doing, and a lot of things that I've done in the past is going to be able to, you know, manifest itself even today, bro. It's like I sold beats from like 2013, dog. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Recently. But I don't necessarily tell them that the beat is that old. Mine, I'm like, damn, but it took damn near 10 years for somebody to actually appreciate some work that I did 10 years ago. So I feel like it's very important that we understand that, man, because it's I think, you know, I've been through hardships. You know, I left the NBA. I made a very, very bold choice to leave the NBA for many reasons, bro. Spiritual reasons, freedom reasons. It was a lot of high ticket freedom. You know what I'm saying? A lot of reasons I left. You know what I'm saying? To create what I have now and go on this journey. And along that journey, I didn't know exactly how everything was going to turn out. I knew that I would struggle, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't know that I would struggle financially as much as I did throughout that time period, bro. But still having enough faith to understand that, you know, money is only one form of abundance. And I feel like a lot of people are still stuck on the fact that money is the only form of prosperity and abundance. When you have that mindset, you actually limit yourself from actually receiving or even recognizing any other areas in your life that you may be blessed with. Considering that you talked about the gratitude earlier, you know, gratitude is your ticket. You know, I believe writing a gratitude list down, that's one of my go-to tools whenever I'm feeling unappreciated, whenever I'm feeling a little bit out of it, when I'm not feeling this great. And it happens often, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is a very, very tough road at times, especially when you're trying to break through and create a life for yourself and create a life for others. You're going to have times where you're not feeling as good about it, man. You're going to feel times where I mean, God damn, you can feel like you blackball. You can feel like unpaying attention. You can feel like all of this stuff, dog. Like Greg will be loading them up. So for me, man, that gratitude list has helped me tremendously, man. I start with like things, and then I got a 2-3 page full of things that I'm grateful for. I'm like, I'm grateful for this pen. I'm grateful to be able to, you know what I'm saying, for breath, spirit, family, roof, all of these things, man. It's actually, it's really a super tool if you actually start doing that and making that a practice, because you're gonna have times where this shit does not make sense to you. And you know, there's times in my life where I feel like, damn, nigga, shit, my purpose still useful here. Like, so it's like I had to dig deep and create even more, create more avenues for myself. And I truly believe that what I'm doing now and everything that I've done in the past is all going to come full circle at some point in time.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you're building greatness. You've been building greatness, and it's just, you know, you're stepping into a new arena where, you know, this arena has way more longevity for what it is that you're doing, and the impact and the reach is so much. It's so much greater, man, because there's going to be kids watching this, you know, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, listening to you, listening to all these episodes you put out, and they're going to be inspired by you. So, brother, keep going, man. Real talk.
And those are the things that we have to, because here's my theory, bro. I believe that like every platform, we got Twitter, we got Instagram, we got YouTube. It don't really matter how grounded you are. If you're actually participating in any one of these programs, Instagram program, you're going to somehow still kind of get sucked into what the program is. And what I mean by that is you're still kind of going to feel a certain way when you're not getting the views. You're going to still feel a certain way at times when you're not getting the likes or the engagement. It's just a part of the program. It's just like if you do anything that has a program set up for you to feel that way, you're going to feel that way. So it's like if you watch porn, no matter how holy you are, you're going to feel a certain way. You dig what I'm saying? So for you, how do you actually allow yourself to stay strong in a world of views, likes, and engagement, and not allowing that program to pretty much hinder you from feeling pretty much gauging your worth or self-value based upon likes and all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? How do you keep the shit popping? You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that makes sense, man.
It did, bro. It did. So well, before I dive into that, man, you know, one thing I think you mentioned is great was gratitude list. That is, man, that gratitude list has helped me. You know, I've done something similar where I just wrote down a list of like all the things I did in my life to make me valuable. You know, whenever I feel imposter syndrome, I feel sadness, depression, you know, heartbreak, or whatever it is going on, I look at that, and exactly what you're saying, it's a super tool. So thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna write a gratitude list after this for sure. So thank you for sharing that, bro. Yes, sir. But yeah. So to answer, to follow up with what you're saying, how do I stay strong? How do I do it? The first thing that I do is I recognize the fact that nobody's gonna love me the way that I need to love me. Not even my, you know, the mother, you know what I mean, who brought me into this world, or who, you know, I transported through her, you know, whatever terminology you want to use. Not my dad. Like, not my dad, who I was the seed. Nah, none of that. None of them can love me the way that I know how to love me. So first and foremost, before I go to anybody else to find love, I love myself first. So I do that by checking in and seeing what am I grateful for. Loving on different parts of my own body. Like, man, I love you, hands. Wow. I love you, arms. I love you, shoulders. And just my nigga. Yeah, I just talk to, because think about it, you know, and not to segue from the main point, but think about it like this, right? You have inside of your body all of these organs, these systems, these body systems, right? These red blood cells, these white blood cells, all inside of you, tissue, cartilage, all of it, coexisting on its own without you having to do nothing. You don't got to say, hey, heart, beat. Hey, beat again, heart. Hey, keep beating, heart. Your heart is beating by itself. You don't have to say, hey, lungs, breathe air. Hey, lungs, exhale air. You don't got to do that. Your lungs are breathing by themselves, right? Your liver's working by itself. The blood's flowing by itself. Your body's doing it by itself. But here you are stressing about, you know, who gonna be on Desperate Housewives on a TV show, right? Like, you're stressing about something else, but your body's doing this whole amazing, I mean, it's like you're a microcosm in a macrocosm. Like there's so much happening within you, right? So if you take a look at that, that means that your organs are working 24/7, whether you like it or not, whether you tell them to or not. How much are you appreciating them? How much are you loving them? Think about a worker at a job who works 24/7 nonstop, right? He takes no days off, no lunch breaks, no smoke breaks, no snack break, no break whatsoever, no vacations, no holidays, no paid days, no sick leave, no maternity leave. You see what I'm saying? Your heart's working 24/7 nonstop. When was the last time you said, hey, heart, I love you. Thank you for working for me nonstop. Thank you for beating for me and keeping me alive nonstop for these last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of my life. Like, how often do you do that? A lot of us don't. So me personally, before I go out into the world to find any of that, I first off love myself. I love the organs that keep me alive, the cells, the red blood cells, the toenails, fingernails, the hair that I don't got, the little that grows out my face, all of it. You know what I'm saying? All of me first. And then I do things like affirmations, right? By speaking life into myself. I am statements saying the word I am followed by what it is that I desire to embody. So for example, I am wholeness, I am greatness, I am fulfilled, I am loved, I am valued, I am valuable, right? And I just go through a list of all these affirmations and I speak them out loud. And by the time I'm done speaking them out loud, man, I feel great. It doesn't matter what nobody says to me today. Nobody can tell me anything because I know what I just told myself, and I told myself how great I am, and that's all I need is me to be my own cheerleader. So I would say that's one of the ways I keep myself strong is by practicing self-love. Of course, there's other exercises and modalities and things that I do to heal myself and practice, such as what's it called? TRE, trauma release exercises, things like that to help myself de-stress, emotional freedom tapping, things like that to activate certain parts of myself. Again, meditation, activating, just tuning into myself and just giving that energy to myself first and foremost. And then once I'm done with that, then I start my day. So like the first hour and a half, I'm not replying to messages. I don't go check, like I don't respond to people. I don't answer phone calls. I just take that time and dedicate it to myself first. So that's something that I do before I get onto social media, before I do the lives and I'm messaging people and talking to my team and all that stuff. Is I love on me first. And then when I go out into the world, like I don't need anybody's validation because I validated myself. And that right there is so powerful. And if many of us could understand, it's important to validate yourself first before you care about anybody else's validation. That's a game changer. And that's something that really changed my life, is by validating myself and loving myself first before waiting for the love from social media or the internet, if you will. So I hope that answered your question, bro.
Yeah, that's the rocky shit when you make it to the top.
Yes, sir.
So it's like, man, you said so many dope things, bro. But I would like to say, so realistically, does it bother you at times when you don't feel like things are moving the way you would like them to at times?
The truth is that it does. I mean, like I'm human, just like you are, just like everybody else is. I'm not gonna sit here and say, nah. When I post something and it doesn't get the hits, I'm like, okay, well, so here's what I did, bro. To be honest with you, I actually trained myself to not care and to not be attached to the end result and just be attached to the process. So for me, like, because I started using social media to get business in 2012. Like, yeah, that's when I sold my first product on the internet. So ever since then, I learned, like, man, like I was already getting manipulated back then, and I learned, okay, I can't let this social media thing take me over. I gotta like be strategic. So I will say it does get to me still today. Yes, absolutely. However, I've trained myself to recognize that, okay, so what? Post again. So what? Next post. So what? Next post. So what? Next event. So what? Next thing. Like whatever. Like, it's just like basketball. You can never make the next shot if you worry about the last shot you just missed. You'll never make the next shot. You know what I mean? So for me, that's how I see it, is that, hey, maybe this ain't the post, but let me keep posting again, because maybe the next post is the one that's gonna hit and go viral and bring in, more clients, more sales, or whatever, whatever I'm seeking intentionally from this post. So I just think, yeah, man, it happens to me too, bro. But I just recognize that if one person hears my message today, and one person says yes to my product, and one person says yes to my service today, that's all I need. You know what I mean? And then go get the next person, and then go get the next person and say yes. So So yeah, I do my best to just remove the emotion out of social media and not be attached to any of the outcomes, and just be attached to the process.
Yeah, that's very important, man, and I appreciate that answer, bro. Because a lot of people are struggling with that type of stuff. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it helped me. Once I realized that it was actually a psyops, once I really figured it out, and I'm doing research and studies on social media and how it's affecting us, affecting our brains, affecting our psychology, our biology, and everything like that. That right there helped me kind of like pretty much ward off anything for physical, like, because I'm pretty active over there, man. It's times where I'm not, but it's helped me to be able to understand it. Because one thing I don't like doing is being a part of what everybody else is doing. It becomes corny to me. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like everybody's kind of like, man, nobody fucking with me. Man, I ain't get no love. Man, and I'm like, hold on. That's the psyops. They want you to feel that way. They want you to feel like nobody's rocking with you. They want you to feel like your content isn't good enough. They want you to compare yourself with other people on the internet. They want you to do all of these things because guess what it does? Ultimately, it lowers your vibrational frequency and it gives them something to actually continue to use, not only physically, but it's a spiritual thing going on too. We call it soul harvesting. You know what I'm saying? There's deities that can actually feed off of your lower vibrational form. So that's why these sites and these platforms are very dangerous, man. So that's why you have to do your chi work, your spiritual work, your soulful work before you tapping into this stuff. That's why you have to be conscious, because when you're tapping into these fields, like I said earlier, it has a program on it to it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're going into that world, you got to be prepared for all the things that come with it. You know what I'm saying? The ads, the all of the distractions. You know what I'm saying? The lack of whatever. I think lack itself is a curse. You know what I'm saying? Any form of lack, but using that lack to, like you said, continue to motivate yourself and inspire yourself to keep going is very important. So
definitely, man.
Yeah, you just got to gear yourself up for anything. I mean, nowadays everything is digital. You're pretty much a digital nomad living in Shanghai. That's like digital nomad capital, right?
Yeah, the number one in the whole world, the digital nomad capital of the world, Chiang Mai, Thailand. Y'all come out and visit. Those of y'all checking this out. But yeah.
And for that means we're staring at computers all day. We're staring at our phones. So we have to always put a certain level of protection on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? At least be mindful of it, have intentions of it, of knowing that you need to protect yourself, because there's a lot going on that we might not necessarily see in the spirit realm and things that's happening with technology, and being able to use the technology and not allowing it to use us, man. And one of the things as I want to segue into is I remember this was years ago. I remember I told you about the solar return. Remember?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How old are you now, bro?
Man, I'm 34 now.
How old are you? 34.
34.
Yeah, I think it was around when you was 31. I was like, yeah, you about to go into your solar return, bro. And I'm sure you did some research on it after that. I believe. So we was talking about that a few episodes ago with one of my brothers, and he kept bringing it up, and I was just like, oh shit, yeah. I remember talking to you about that as well. So
yeah, you did. You put me on game about that.
Play basketball.
Yes,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Go ahead.
So when it comes to like basketball and business, right? How does it all kind of go hand in hand? How has being a basketball player helped you in the business world, bro?
Oh man, bro. To be honest with you, man, I can talk for too long about how many benefits I've gotten from basketball and how it translates into business, but I'll do my best to just be brief. So one of the ways basketball has really helped me is that it's helped me to develop perseverance, to be able to, when you know how it is, bro. Fourth quarter, you're tired, games on the line, right? The teams, the ball, they want to pass you the ball. Like, you know how that is, and you got to come through. No matter how tired you are, how much your ankle hurt, your back hurt, none of that matters, right? So in business, nobody cares if you feel sick today, or your kid, they hurt their finger and they stay home. You got to nobody cares. In business, what matters is that you persevere and you get the result. And that's all that matters. Because otherwise, if you don't get the result, which is sales, revenue, cash flow, that means you don't have money to live. And that means you're going to be homeless. And that means you'll be under the bridge. And why would you want to be under the bridge, right? Don't go be under the bridge. Yeah, don't do that. Nah. So like in business, it taught me that skill to just persevere through any challenge. It taught me a great deal about teamwork, how to work with a team of people to accomplish a specific objective together and collectively, where everybody wins together, right? It taught me about the importance of knowing how to play my role and understanding my role and playing it the best that I can. It taught me about knowing how to celebrate other people shining in the spotlight. It taught me how to do that. And in business, yes, maybe I have competitors or colleagues or associates or whatnot. And when they win and succeed, it like I just do that same thing. I cheer them on. I clap them up. You know what I mean? Like, yo, congratulations, keep going. Even if they're crushing it, whatever. That's one of the things it taught me. But it also taught me about how important it is to surround yourself with other like-minded people. And since I've done that, man, bro, my business is taking off. I've gotten way more clients and success. And those same people that help me, those are the people clapping for me. They're cheering me on. You know what I mean? So it's just like, in basketball, in that sense of like surrounding yourself with the right teammates, the right network of people, the right workout training partners, whatever you name, you want to name. It translates into business as well. And just two more, it's so many more, but just two more. Being coachable. For those of you out there, you think you Steph Curry, you think you're just gonna come out and shoot from half court and that's it. No, you got to be coachable. Like you got to be coachable. So for me, being coachable in basketball is what helped me excel. To where I got to. And on the other side of it, I took that skill of just like, okay, let me be coachable. Let me follow what the coach says and do it. And in business, when I was trying it by myself, I'll be real with you, I was failing. I was struggling. And then every time I hired a coach, my business always saw a spike in growth. Whenever that spike happened, I went to a new level in my life. Even right now, like I just recently hired a coach, and I'm excited for where we're going next. And it's just like, okay, here we go. Like new levels I haven't been to yet. So for me, I'm going to be coachable with this coach so I can go to that next level, whatever that is. So I feel like that's one thing that's transferred over and really helped me big time. And then the final thing I'll share is paying attention to the fundamentals, focusing on the fundamentals. In basketball, if you want to win championships, what do they say? Defense wins championships, which, yeah, I mean, Steph Curry changed the game up, but defense still wins championships though, right? So it's like, but that's a fundamental part of a championship team. Whatever team that won a championship, if you look at them, they had some great, like guys that played great defense. And so I look at it like in business, right? You got to have the fundamentals down packed, right? And so, a business is what? A business is an entity or an asset that produces cash flow, that produces revenue. So the main purpose of a business is to produce revenue. It's to produce cash flow. It's to produce money, right? So what that means is that whatever business you get into, you got to know this business is there to produce money. It's not there to make you feel good. I mean, you can try that, but you won't be in business very long, right? But like if your business is there to produce and sell products and deliver solutions and services and exchange those for other people's money, right? Hopefully it's a higher value exchange. You're giving a high value product or service or offer for people's money. If you're doing that, that business has a chance to stay in business longer. So that means doing things like having products, having offers, generating leads, right? Selling those leads on the products and services, just like in basketball. Knowing how to box out for the rebound. Knowing how to square up on defense. Knowing when they skip the ball, knowing how to close out with your hand up. You know what I mean? Like when they do a crossover, know how to keep your hand low so you can steal the ball. Like it's like certain like it's just like defense and just like offense and basketball. Learning those fundamentals taught me about the importance of paying attention to the details and whatever I'm doing in life. So in business, I pay attention to the small details, and that's what allows us to keep going and keep growing every single year in business. So yeah, those are a couple of things, man. But just going back, I want to go back to what you were talking about with the spiritual side of things, right? So like when it comes to that spiritual side, like a lot of people don't know how vast the spiritual side of business is and side of things is because it's so vast, right? So you were talking a little bit about just the entities that are feeding on the energy, and I would like for us to have a short discussion about that because I think maybe we can share some value with the audience. So if I could just redirect it right quick for a second, when it comes to what you do in business, bro, because I know you do a lot of different things. You camps around the world, different countries and continents. You know what I mean? You off the chain, bro. You amazing, man. Real talk. So for you, like how do you approach integrating your spirituality into business, and also how do you like integrate your basketball, I guess experience into business and spirituality? I want to hear from your perspective as well.
I think for the main thing for me, bro, I just try to put together certain My businesses are all service based. They're all things that I will actually do for free, even if I didn't get paid for it. Everything that I do is, you know, saying from basketball. I would still teach young people how to play basketball. I would still, you know what I'm saying, have enrichment programs, even if it didn't pay me. I would still do music, even if it didn't pay me. I would still, you know, create and design different things, even if it didn't pay me. So for me personally, it's always a spiritual thing because I already know these are things that come from my heart. And one thing I've learned over these years, it may take a longer time, but the things that you genuinely love and come from your heart, and the things that really come from within are typically things that you would do either way. It just so happened that, you know, we live in a world where you can capitalize off of basketball camps. You can capitalize off of music. You can capitalize off of doing live streams. You can capitalize off of putting people in position, consulting, you know, mentoring. So for me personally, bro, it's always for me, bro. It's spiritual first, bro. Like if it's not necessarily spiritually induced for me, it's not necessarily anything that I want to do because I'm not serving a bigger purpose. I'm here to serve a purpose. So it's like if I'm serving and I'm helping somebody reach their goals, enriching others. Everybody, I mean, you follow some of the greatest law of attack. I mean, Les Brown is your guy. So you know, you enrich people by enriching by enriching others. You enrich yourself. So for me, I try to put myself in position to help as many people as I can, as efficiently as I can, starting with myself. You dig what I'm saying? So spiritually, you know, those are all spiritual things for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's all service. It's all service based. And I feel like I've struggled in life when I tried to make money from things that didn't have a necessary valuable connection with me. If it didn't feel like it, I really can't think of too many things that I actually did in life to make money that I didn't love. You know what I'm saying? Something that I wasn't as necessarily connected to. So, you know, it just has to have a spiritual purpose. And it goes to I'm glad you asked me that because my point here is that a lot of people ask God for money and stuff like that. But God, he's going to bless you with the event that you can be who you need to be in order for you to make the connections, in order for you can actually bring in the money from the actual connection. The Most High is more interested in the relationship, the development, the process. Fast money is what they might say of the devil. Long money, strong money, that's of the Most High. That's God. Because in that process, you have the steps. You're going to meet a lot of people along the way. You're going to meet a lot of struggle along the way. But by the time you get all the way to the top, you're going to have enough character to keep you there. Versus somebody who took the elevator up, they missed out on all of those things that they could have developed along the way. That can keep them there once they get up top. But once they get up top, they don't have any character to actually keep them there.
Woo!
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people out here that's making fast money. They're getting fast views. They're getting fast streams. But their foundation isn't solid at all. So in the end, they're going to end up doing exactly what they always do. So for me personally, bro, I'm in it for the long haul, both physically and spiritually. And I understand there's going to be times where, you know, the physical manifestations might not necessarily meet where I want them to meet at times, but nonetheless, that's when we go back to that gratitude. You actually got a lot more than you need. You actually have everything that you need. And once again, money is just one form of abundance. The fact that we can hop on YouTube for free, spread this knowledge. Right now, we're enriching people. We're giving people opportunities to see what it's like to hear from some professional guys who've made it at high levels, who still have their days where they struggle. I'm still, you know, I'm rebuilding myself up as well, man. It's taken me 10, 12 years to establish myself as an entrepreneur in this world. But nonetheless, I've taught what I've known. If I learn something along the way, I'm gonna give it up. I give it up. I teach what I know. If I don't know it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I don't show it. So I think that's the main thing, dog. You know, doing things that are really close to your heart, bro. And I feel like that's the main thing, bro. And just, you know, really having that faith, because it's a lot of people that give up right before that breakthrough, bro. So, you know, you got to keep going, man. And that shit sounds so cliche, but you have to keep going. And I'm speaking to myself. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I appreciate the wisdom, man. I know this is your show, but I appreciate you, brother, for dropping that wisdom, you know, from yourself and also to myself. But man, bigger than that, brother, like you said, this whole audience, everybody around the world. So appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely. Let me ask you one more question before we get out of here, man. So what was it like building with the one and only Leslie Brown? You know what I'm saying? Because that's my guy. I love Les Brown, man. I wish I had the opportunity to meet him. You know what I'm saying? We was actually I was doing a podcast back in 2013 in the same studio as him, but I always missed him. You know what I'm saying? So Les Brown was one of my guys, man. Ansley. Yeah, man. He always told the story about
You gotta be hungry for success.
What is it like,
yes,
man,
sir.
having him as a mentor?
Oh man, bro, you know, like it's number one, it's a dream come true. I'll say that because for those you don't know my story, I was in a real bad depression after knee surgeries and dropping out of school. And I actually wanted to die every single day. Every day I wanted to die. Every day I woke up, I'm like, man, what am I here for? I should be dead. Like I'm not going to the NBA. Like I have no chance to be successful at life. I suck. I'm a loser. Why am I alive? And I discovered, you know, I was like, look, man, like before I give it all up, let me at least try to find a mentor. And I found Les Brown on YouTube. This was back in 2010. Yeah, back in 2010. And I watched the video. He was like, you gotta be hungry for success. And when I heard that, man, that changed my whole life. And after that, I said, you know what? If this brother's doing something like this, then I got a representation. You know what? I got a voice. I like to motivate people. I do it naturally anyway. I've been doing it my whole life anyway. But this brother's selling out stadiums, just talking to people, and he's making a living. Hold on. I think I want to do that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's where I'm going with my life. One day I'm gonna go there. So I studied Les Brown, and I wrote down his speeches by hand so I could like remember what he was saying and live what he was talking about. You know, and this was like I was what 19, 20, 21 years old, somewhere around that age. So I was just doing this because this is where I wanted to go in my life. And then after that, you know, every day, you know, months, years after that, I continued to listen to Les Brown's tapes and whatnot. And I use it to become the man that I am. But also I said to myself this, I want to do something similar to what Les Brown is doing, but I want to have something tangible, like a physical product, a physical business, something where you can look and say, hey, yeah, he talks nice, but like, look what he actually built. Like, look at the thing. It's standing right there and it's in the store. It's on the shelf. Like, you can't dispute it. Yeah. So it's best that we listen to him. You know what I mean? Because he's talking about it, but he's also done it and he's still doing it. So, you know what I mean? So that was kind of my idea. Is like when I get ready to put myself out there, which is happening now, you know, I want to approach it that way. So Les and I, when we got connected, it was, man, it honestly, it was like, yo, Les, I've been working and building and stacking and growing and pumping and pushing and all this stuff and shooting and flexing and whatever you want to, man, I've been doing it all for 11 years just so I could have this moment to step into the space with you and you see me as someone who is valuable rather than just some kid who from the hood in South Miami. You know what I mean? Like rather than just a kid, because that's what I was at the time. I said, no, like there's gonna come a point in time where Les, you know, we're gonna work together somehow, some way, and you're gonna recognize my value and want to bring me in to work with you. And I was fortunate that I got the invitation to come onto his platform. He interviewed me. And we, you know, behind the scenes, we set up some collaborations, which we now have some things going on in the background, which I'm very, very grateful for. And it's a dream come true for me. And, you know, I'll say that building with him, it was, man, it was surreal because I felt like, I felt like I actually knew him. I felt like he actually knew me. And I just like there was a connection that was so strong that, man, it was only God, and that's the only thing I can do, bro. Get a credit to the Most High, because it wasn't me that made that happen. The Most High did. However, the Most High listened to me and my desire to emulate the representation I saw, to work with him, and also to be able to innovate, right, and bring something different to the world that the world hasn't seen yet. And man, I'm so grateful, bro. I'm just so grateful, man. I know there's a lot ahead, and I'm just grateful, really grateful.
Yes, sir. Hey, I want to ask real quick, bro, one more question. And yeah, Les Brown is a legend, man. If you don't know him, man, look him up, man. He has millions of tapes out there, man. He was definitely on the scene for a long time, man. And he was a huge inspiration in my life for sure. You know what I'm saying? Along with some other guys as well, man. Like, you know, you even got guys like the Earl Nightingales. If you want to take it back, Earl Nightingales helped me out a lot, bro. Like Uncle
Awesome,
Earl was huge, man. You know, I can go all day. So we got people who want to know this one thing, bro. Like as an entrepreneur, and that bread ain't where you want it to be, man. What are some ways you were able to bridge the gap You know what I'm saying? Or if you, I mean, just you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you actually continue to keep going and not necessarily give in to you know, obviously you have to get a job. I'm not saying obviously. What I'm really trying to say is, like, for people who don't want to get a job and they still want to just move to Asia.
Yeah.
Asia is a beautiful place. I don't want to ask you a question, but Asia is a beautiful place to live if you're really working on something, bro, because it's very rich, but at the same time it's inexpensive to live. You can actually build your dreams out here. But my bad, man. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
man. Answer that for me.
100%. Hey, for all of y'all, come to Asia. Just check it out. Come on a trip. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. I mean, woo! Look, he's saying what he's trying. Look, he's trying to be mindful of what he's saying. Look, I'm not being mindful. Come take a visit to Asia. Come check it out. Come check it all out. Yes, sir. But yeah. So man, can you just repeat the question one more time? I just had to just piggyback off that energy.
How do you actually bridge the gap? You know what I'm saying, when the money low and still working on your dreams, and you know bread ain't really coming in, and you know, how do you cope with that? What do you do to actually get by during those periods?
Yeah, great question. So one of the things I'll say is that, you know, with both businesses, right, the retail and the digital, both the businesses almost went out of business, almost went bankrupt, like almost lost money, like went broke, and you went homeless, like like went to zero, went negative below zero more than once. All right, with both businesses. So I don't want you to think that it's all perfect in the business world, ladies and gentlemen, because the reality is that as an entrepreneur, there will come times where you run out of gas. And what is that gas? Money. And the only way that you get money as an entrepreneur is by providing a product or service and selling it. And if you're not generating sales, then you're not generating income to keep the business alive and keep you alive. So that's one thing you got to be prepared for with entrepreneurship, is you got to always have gas in the tank. And if not, you got to always have spare gas around. Otherwise, you will, like, you potentially can run out of gas, which means run out of cash. And so for me, like, when that's happened to me, I'll be honest with you, man. With both businesses, when we needed cash flow, I literally looked at my Rolodex of friends that were like also entrepreneurs, also business people, and understood. You know what I mean? Understood what's happening, understood the journey of entrepreneurship. You can't, friends and family don't understand. I'm like, okay. And for you, you're watching this right now. I don't know where you're at around the world, whether you're sitting on the couch, sitting in your room, driving, listening to this on the gym, wherever you're at. But if you set out to start a business, I'm just telling you right now, your business will not grow by selling to your friends and family. I'm gonna say that one more time.
Hold on.
If you are just starting out as an entrepreneur, okay, your business will not grow if you only focus on selling to your friends and family. Your business will grow when you sell it to people you don't know. I'm gonna say that again. Your business will grow when you sell to people you don't know. So you got to sell to people that you don't know, because that's where the money's at. That's where it's all at. And if you focus there, you will be able to go and get it, right? So whenever we're low on cash, I just hit up those friends and say, look, man, this is the situation. This is the real. This is me being vulnerable. Like, no ego. No, oh, I'm this entrepreneur. No, none of that. Like, I'm a human being that has a dream. I'm trying to make this dream work. Will you please help me in this moment? And when I'm up, boom, like I'll get it back to you. Or, like, you know, you'll be tied in for the profits. You'll be tied in for revenue share. You'll be tied in for a percentage of whatever we produce, right? And by doing these types of things, it's been well, first and foremost, like the relationships, right, that I have with these people, whether friends, family, associates from my industry. Because of the relationship and the trust, I'm willing to reach out and ask for help in that way, and they were able to provide it. So that's one of the ways I do so, when like things are really bad, and I'm fortunate that, you know, to have friends in the industry that are like, hey, look, I understand what you guys are going through. Boom, we'll help you guys out with whatever you need, and I'm very fortunate for that. So that's the first thing. The second thing I'll say is I do my best to set up multiple streams of income. So whether that's that's having an ebook for sale, right? Pushing an ebook, having a membership subscription for sale, pushing a membership subscription, having a high ticket coaching where people pay, a premium price, $5 grand, 10 grand. They pay that for me to coach them on how to create a business that can scale to millions of dollars, right? That, like, a lot of people succeed, many people succeed. So, like, I have that set up. And then the other thing I'll do, I have some stuff going on with crypto. So like certain projects, certain things I research and things like that. So I just do my best to just have multiple ways to like produce income and have like streams of cash flowing in to my life. So that's something else I do. Affiliate marketing, and I just do my best to make sure that I'm constantly doing something. I'm constantly moving. Because you're right, man. Like cash flow is a big thing, and there will come a point as an entrepreneur where you do start making cash, you do start producing income. When that happens, then you got to set up systems. So the systems are like robots or like processes that they can work without you having to be there, and that's where you can create more cash flow to kind of get out of whatever situations you may be in. So those are some things, and then the other final thing is, look, just I don't like. There's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, quit your job and get it and start a business." Oh, quit. Oh, blah 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 blah. Look, some of those same people had head starts. Okay, some of those same people had parents and rich uncles and all of that. Like don't get it twisted, because some of those people are not starting from the bottom or starting from your level. Okay, so that is some of that advice. It's cool, but like if you quit your job and don't have another income, you're gonna be stressed and you might get evicted. And you might lose your relationship and your life might get ruined. You may be homeless and become living under the bridge. And no offense to anybody who went that route, because my life was pretty bad at one point where I was homeless, but things turned around fortunately. But I'm just saying, like it doesn't have to go there. It doesn't have to go to that route. Like it doesn't have to go that way, because you can circumvent it by like just focusing, really focusing. So yeah, those are some things I'll share. And I don't want to draw this one too far out, because I got some other ideas. But I think you understand the point. And for everybody here, don't be afraid to go get a part-time job. Don't be afraid to go work part-time, because that part-time job is fueling the dream that you have, which again, you got to stay focused on. So yeah, those are some things I would recommend and that I would do if cash flow is tight as an entrepreneur.
Real talk. Well, man, I appreciate you coming on. I feel like we need to do a part 2, because I still got some more questions and some stuff I want to build on as well with you, man. And we can
let's do it.
Yeah, I created a series called Brothers and Ages, so this is actually an extension of that. You know what I'm saying? So before we leave, good build, man. I appreciate it. Before we leave, I always leave with two people can use. You actually reminded me earlier. We talked about our organs, how our organs are conscious, and how our organs are actually working without us even knowing them. But if you actually give them some type of intention, you can actually strengthen your organs. So here's something that I learned from a Buddhist monk, man. You take the middle of your hand, right? Boom. Press that. Right there, and then boom, right in the middle. So you press and hold this down, pressure point. You can do that for like a minute and set your intentions on, your organs being strong. And this actually strengthens your anatomy. You dig what I'm saying? It strengthens your immune system. It strengthens, everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So once again, I always talk about our hands, and the kingdom of God is at hand, man. These hands are antennas, so we got to be able to utilize these things, man. Our bodies are very strong technology. So before we leave, man, hey, real quick, man, show us where we can actually find you. Where's your Instagrams, your Twitters? Where can we buy your milk? You know what I'm saying? All that cool stuff.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So for those of you who are on social media, if you're on Instagram, you can follow me at @Mike_Baptiste. Again, that's Mike_Baptiste. B as in boy, A as in apple, P as in Peter, T as in Tom, I as in igloo, S as in Sam, T as in Tom, E as in elephant. Baptiste. Mike_Baptiste on Instagram. If you're on Twitter, also Mike_Baptiste on Twitter. If you're on Facebook, Mr. Michael Baptiste. If you're on LinkedIn, Michael Baptiste, check me out there. YouTube, Michael Baptiste, check me out. And for those of you who want to check me out with our online program, our online courses, ebooks, as well as our online coaching, you can go to highticketfreedom.com. We even give away 2 free ebooks. So you can get 2 free ebooks where we teach you about attracting high-paying clients, as well as a free webinar training. So you can sign up for that for free at highticketfreedom.com. And for those of you who want to try the Banana Wave, you can go to bananawave.love, check them out. And you can actually go into the local grocery stores, and you can on the website, like research your zip code and go ahead and check it on out. So that's where you can get that as well. And if for anybody who's out there looking to connect with me, I also have a free Facebook group called the High Ticket Society, where we just go in there and talk about high ticket and marketing and all that cool stuff. So those are some places you can check me out. And we have an online coaching program as well to help people transform their life and business. And again, you can learn more about that on highticketfreedom.com.
Right, y'all. Man, once again, I appreciate everybody that's in the chat, man. Go ahead and give me a like, give me a share, give me a subscribe. And I'm going to leave you out with this one. You know what I'm saying? Because my guy, he says it better than me.
Yes, sir. This is the Mo Egger Show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And click that notification bell, baby, for the latest waves from the Mo Egger Show. Now let's tap back in.
All right, man. We appreciate the bill, man. We're going to catch y'all when we catch y'all, man. 100.
Peace.
Yeah.